So slope should not be a new concept for anybody in this class. You spent a lot of time in Algebra 1 working with and learning about slope. All right, so as a review, there are 4 different types of slopes. There are positive slopes. Those are slopes where if you're reading them from left to right and you were a guy walking, you would have to go up a hill. There are negative slopes. That's where if you're going from left to right, you would have to go down a hill. There are horizontal slopes, which are 0. If you were a guy and you were walking, you would go up 0. And then there is undefined slopes, slopes that go straight up and down. All right, so you learned in algebra that there are a couple different ways to calculate slope. One is the slope formula. M equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And you can use the slope formula once you're given 2 points. You can just plug in your x's and y's into the right spots, and you can solve for your slope. Now, a lot of times you'll be given a graph. And when you're given a graph, you can actually find slope using rise over run. This should not be new. You should have heard that before. All right, we are going to practice on these 2 lines right here, just really, really briefly. All right, so the first one, let's do line 1, this one right here. I already have 2 points marked, so here's 1 point right there, and there's another point right there. If I count rise over run, my rise, I'm going up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So for line 1, my rise is 6, and my run going over is 1, 2, 3. So my run going over is 3. Now, 6 over 3 can be reduced, and it actually reduces to 2 over 1. You could also call that slope just 2, and that would be fine. All right, so that's the slope of line 1. Now, some people have asked me, what if I had decided to go the other way? If I had decided to go down first and then over, that's fine too. If you had done that, if you had gone down first, you would have gone -6, because going down is negative. And then if you go backwards, moving to the left, moving to the negative direction, you would have a -3. And -6 divided by -3 still reduces to +2 over 1 or +2. Because a negative over a negative makes a positive. Now, if we look at this slope of +2, does it make sense that this line right here should have a positive slope? Yes, because if I'm reading it from left to right, I'd be going up a hill. All right, let's talk about this other line over here. Let me get a new color, like an orangey color. Great. Okay. So this line, line 2, is obviously going down a hill. If the answer that I get isn't negative, I'm going to know that I made a mistake. All right, so I marked a couple points. There's one right there. There's one right there. All right, so if I count my rise, I start by going down 1, 2, 3. Down 3 is a -3. And then I'm going to go over 1, 2, 3, 4. So my run is 4. Can -3 over 4 be reduced? No, that's as simple as it gets. Now, if you had decided to go the other way, you went up first and then over, you would go up +3, and then you would have to go backwards -4. These 2 numbers are the same. It does not matter whether the negative is on top or on bottom, or you could just write it out in the front, -3 over 4. All of these numbers mean the same thing.